New York Assemblyman Steve Katz is the Putnam County politician who voted last year to vote down a bill to legalize medical marijuana in New York. Fast forward to yesterday at 10 a.m. when Katz was pulled over for doing 80 in a 65 on I-87. The officer who pulled Katz over reportedly smelled pot in the car, at which he discovered that Katz had a small bag of weed in his possession. That is the most hypocritical politician. I mean, we see this all the time with politicians, but this is so hypocritical, and I'm not about it. What do you think, Richard?
I completely agree with you here on this one, Rich. Okay, first of all, you you don't believe in pot for medicinal purposes, but you'll smoke it for non-medicinal purposes, get caught with it, and then and not even get caught with it like, oh, I was at my house smoking a bong, but like you were actually
You're just driving with it.
You're driving with pot, which is uniquely worse than just smoking it. I think that's sort of sad.
And not to mention, so this guy is a Republican, obviously.
Of course!
And apparently he's not as anti-marijuana as his professional life leads us to believe, but he has a super, super weird story from his career as a vet. So this is not Mr. Katz's first brush with the law. He was a veterinarian by training.
Are you surprised by that, Rich?
And it was revealed last year that he had two prior arrests for illegally dumping the body of a dead dog and an alleged attack on a dog in his care. Both cases were ultimately dismissed. In an interview last year with City and State newspaper, Mr. Katz said he agreed to dispose of a deceased German Shepherd as a favor to an elderly patient and dump the body only after the clinic was supposed to receive it was locked. The corpse, he explained, had started to liquefy in his car.
How long do you keep a dog corpse in your car before it starts to liquefy?
He said, it's starting to ooze on my daughter's Barbie collection.
Oh my god, this guy's a weirdo.
I mean,
conservative maniac.
You got a dog melting in your car, and they're electing these people. And the second arrest came after a Chihuahua he was treating at his vet clinic bit him, and the dog fell to the floor when he tried to shake him off. The dog's owners pressed charges, and Mr. Katz described the Chihuahua as meaner than a dirt snake.
What is a dirt snake exactly?
I don't know. It must be something they only have in New York.
I don't think they had snakes in New York. Do they? Besides the zoo? Like, I don't know.
I'm sure they definitely have snakes in upstate New York.
Oh, there are definitely states in the state of New York. I mean, there's one state, the state of New York.
Snakes.
I know, but you just said state.
Oh,
stupid.
steaks.
I mean, either way here, like this is part of the hypocrisy or doublespeak the Republicans do, right? And I think, first of all, I think we should figure out a pathway to legalize marijuana. Because I think it would save the government a lot of money. All people they put in prison for marijuana possession. And
well, this story just makes the case that someone who is an outspoken, advocate for keeping marijuana illegal, smokes it in his personal life, and other than the liquefying dog in his car and the Chihuahua abuse incident, I guess appears to be a relatively sane member of society. I mean, people trusted him enough to vote him into office.
Yeah, but people trust Michelle Bachmann enough. Bush. To vote her in. Like, think about all the people that got voted into office that were quote unquote trustworthy.
I guess that's not a good story.
You have Michelle Bachmann, you have Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, you have the guy, what's his name? The guy who brought Ted Nugent to the State of the Union address, Steve Stockman.
We're going to talk about him later in the show.
Who else?
Stockman is a gem.
You have Gomer, who's another maniac. You have somebody thought that it would be a good idea to send what's this guy? What's the guy's name from Florida who lost? Well, I can't think of his name right now. Allen West. I don't trust any of these people. I mean, they're even what you would call even won his primary after cheating on his wife in the Republican Party. Governor Sanford in South Carolina, after cheating on his wife and lying about it and going to Argentina, he gets reelected to win his primary. He wins a primary to go back to Congress.